In case you haven't watched it yet, The Quilters is a short, award-winning documentary on Netflix about a group of men in a Missouri maximum security prison. These inmates are part of the Restorative Justice program, where they design and sew quilts for foster kids. They've made nearly 2,000 quilts, and every single one is gifted to a child on their birthday. Can you imagine that? A child in the system receiving something handmade with care and intention from someone society calls dangerous or unredeemable. That alone, my friend, is charged with meaning. But while the quilts are beautiful, their creativity is inspiring, and the act of giving is powerful, I want to take this conversation deeper. Oh, and just a heads up, the reflections I'm sharing in this video are based on personal observations and insights. They are not intended for medical, psychological, or legal evaluation. But before we go any further, I want to speak directly to those who were harmed by these men, the families, the children, the ones left behind. Losing a loved one to violence and then seeing the person who caused that pain being celebrated in a documentary, it might stir discomfort. You might even feel disgusted, like, this is not freaking fair. My friend, I say this with care and vulnerability, as I've seen good people with troubled nervous systems and outdated mindsets and beliefs cause harm. And I've seen those choices lead to prison, impacting not only their lives, but the lives of everyone around them. So, to the people who were harmed, I see you, I honor you, I send you my love. This documentary does not erase what happened. It doesn't make it okay. It simply shows that even the worst among us can still reach for something better. And I pray that you too are given every opportunity to heal. Now to the families of those incarcerated, I see you too. Having a loved one behind bars is its own heartbreak. It crosses class, race, geography, you name it. It's a quiet pain. It's shame, the kind of shame that lingers. So I send love your way too. Let's be clear, these men don't just walk into the sewing room because they ask nicely. Only a handful out of hundreds ever get that chance. They have to keep spotless record, no write-ups. Why? Because it's a sewing room, my friend, full of scissors, rotary cutters, needles, and in this setting, those aren't just tools. They are considered potential weapons. And yet, inside those prison walls, that sewing room becomes sacred, a kind of sanctuary, a silver of freedom. Not everyone gets to experience that. Because here's what I know to be true in my bones. Healing is available to all, but not everyone is ready or willing to receive it. But for the men who they call the quilters, the sewing room becomes something else entirely. You can see it in their faces. You can feel it in the way they hold the fabric, in the way their posture shifts. One inmate said it best, "When I'm in the sewing room, I'm not even in here." My friend, in my observation, he wasn't talking about escape. He was talking about peace, presence. That place creativity takes you when your nervous system finally exhales. And sewing does that. It transports us. Even if your body stays in the same place, it gives your mind somewhere safe to land. The same inmate used to work with vinyl, but now he quilts butterflies, and he thinks what his mother told him. To let go of anger, not to be the same person he used to be patient and compassionate. Now, when he calls home, you know what they say? "You sound different." And he answers, "Yeah, I done made it." That's not a metaphor, that is a metamorphosis. That's what happens when healing rewires you from inside out. You move differently, you sound different. Your energy begins to speak louder than words ever could. Then there's another inmate who has been incarcerated since he was 20. It's been nearly 40 years that he's in there. And when he quilts, he says, "That's what my childhood brings me." His mom and grandmother quilted. And now, decades later, quilting is helping him reconnect with a part of himself that was never broken. The part that remembers love, family, home. And that's what quilting does. It brings us back. back to where we lost ourselves, so we can tend to the parts that were never fully seen. Another inmate said that it's a shame that we didn't feel that and show that, before coming here. And that, my friend, that's emotional strength building in real time. That's expansion. For these men, quilting wasn't just matching seams. It was about finally doing something right, proving to yourself that you can show up and complete something with care and intention. It became their milestone, their before and after moment, the moment they stopped hiding and started feeling. And in my opinion, that's when the nervous system feels safe again. That's what restoration looks like, stitched into fabric. As I watched this documentary, I paid close attention. Because sewing, quilting, creativity, that's the language I speak. I watch how they piece the blocks, how they interact with the sewing machine, how they spoke about their projects, the time frames, their frustrations. Because this is exactly what I explore inside Let's Cut the Scrap. Those silent cues our nervous system gives us when our creativity is expanding, but our emotional capacity is maxed out, and no one sees it. My friends, the simplest things in life are not always simple to do. Some projects are too complex for someone who is still learning how to feel safe inside their own body. Not all healing project fits everyone the same way. Some creative tasks can unintentionally trigger overwhelm, especially if someone isn't ready to process what's really coming up. That's why we need guidance, not just to make something beautiful, but to make something that helps us feel whole. And if this is making you want a little bit more of sewing and quilting to release stress, check out my free 6-minute fabric scrap collage guide. It's designed to give your nervous system a soft landing, and it doesn't even require a sewing machine. Now, if anyone from the restorative justice community is watching this, here's a gentle suggestion. Assign projects that meet people where they are emotionally, and when needed, reassign them. Let that be an opportunity to increase emotional fitness and deepen their sense of community. Quilting is powerful, but it is not one size fits all. Some people aren't ready for complexity, deadlines, or emotional exposure. They might still be developing their own emotional bandwidth. That's why in the Let's Cut the Scrap Sewing and Emotional Fitness Club, we pay attention to these things. We choose the project that brings the best out of you. We talk about the things no one else wants to talk about, the so-called big pink elephant in the living room. To me, healing is sacred, and it can be fragile, and sometimes it's too much, too fast. And when you join us, you won't just make perfect quilts, you will build emotional strength. We learn how to face our pain instead of avoiding it. We create a safe place for the nervous system to land. We take responsibility for our healing, even if no one taught us how. Even if the ones who should have taught us were the ones who hurt us. And we stitch the parts of ourselves we thought were too broken, too messy, too late. We do it block by block, line by line, moment by moment. And the healing journey these men are on, it's not perfect, it's not linear. Some are not ready, some fall back into old patterns, and my friends, that's human. That's just like all of us. And I pray that more programs like this exist, not just because they make beautiful quilts, but because they give people a reason to face themselves and the opportunity to start sewing their lives back together. So this is why every quilter needs to see the Quilters on Netflix. Because it is time we stop ignoring how powerful quilting really is. Because quilting is more than just craft, it's transformation, and it starts with our families. If you've made this far and something inside of you whispered, "That's me," I invite you to take a small step toward your own healing. Come explore what is possible inside the Let's Cut the Scrap Sewing and Emotional Fitness Club. I'd be honored to welcome you as a founding member. This is where we stitch healing into our daily lives. We rewrite our narratives. We learn how to feel again without shame. It is where creativity is more than a craft. It's a comeback. So click in the link in the description to learn more. Your next chapter might just start with a scrap. So let's cut the scrap together.